we've got a distance here between 7:10 and 7:30, old business.
However, Mr. O'Leary is here.
Yeah, I gotta think of the, if anybody.
I doubt it, because we didn't notify anybody.
Yeah. Gotta stick to the
Okay.
agenda, yeah.
Grease traps is old business. Did you make a copy of that, Mary?
Yes, sir.
Give it to him. Sure.
These, as of, I believe today, the 100 seat or more restaurants are liable for compliance with the grease trap.
Yeah, there you go.
I don't care, but.
The grease trap regulation, and basically, I'm not sure about any of them,
We got
other than
three.
the ones that are, Jamie's is on a tight tank, PJ's I know has a huge one, River Club I know has a huge one.
So they're compliant?
Yeah, they're compliant, because I know they're all outside ones. The nights I have to check, because they did do an upgrade, so I just have to check and see what we did out there. And then the rest of them, I have no idea what they've got. I know, and the other thing is I have been working with the galley, the one that's going to be replacing fins. Phil Von Augustine and I worked with their plumber. Everything's inside there because there is no other place to put it. So Phil checked the calculations, and he mandated that they have a separate line to the sewer. Finn's had a really bad backup before, and one of the reasons was there was a grease trap in the cellar, and it was being pumped, and things would clog and overflow down there, and then be a humongous mess. So, we brought it upstairs, but it's not going to be pumped anymore. So that'll be a direct feed to the sewer line, so that'll help. And the other thing is we're separating it out totally from the sanitary waste, so that should also help. It'll have its own separate line to the connection. There's a new yogurt place that's going in. That one's a little more problematic. But they said they'll do what they have to do, and Phil's got to work it out with the plumber.
Was that going in?
Is it 110 Front Street?
We just went out.
I don't know, is that
That's good.
Welch?
Is it Welch?
Okay.
Somewhere down around there. So, we're not, we're taking them one by one. But what I was thinking is to have representatives of all these other places that we know aren't right to come in and give them the ultimatum that everything's got to be in order or acceptable to the board to be done in a reasonable way. Because their permits come up for renewal in December. And
So
this
they
week-
should have been up to code today?
yeah.
July 1st.
So,
Well, we'd always talked about if you're not in compliance, at least have a plan.
yeah, but I mean, by requesting them all in and letting them know what's expected of them, I think, brings it to their attention quite dramatically and emphatically that, you've got to do something and you've got to get it done.
Especially if you see nothing.
Yeah.
What's the law? Are any restaurants grandfathered in?
Well, we phased them in. We passed this over a year ago.
Right,
We
I
gave them a
remember that.
whole year to go.
But I didn't know what the details were. I knew any new restaurant had to comply, but I didn't know if they were grandfathered in, unless they did a major renovation.
No, we gave,
Okay.
yeah.
I didn't know,
because-
I couldn't remember the details.
Yeah,
we-
well, we did this at the request of the sewer department, because they're having trouble
That's
with
right,
clogs.
that's right.
And then everyone's paying for that person's problem.
Mhm.
So, you know, I know there's gonna be difficulties in some place, but they have to make an attempt.
Right.
They, you know, we'll work with them, almost assuredly, and try and get them, something may not be 100%, but it's certainly gonna be better than what they got now.
That's right.
And, you know, they have to show the effort, so.
Plus, I think we had 2 open meetings on that, for the
Yeah.
restaurants to
That's
come in,
right.
to give.
Did many come
input.
in, Russell?
Oh, yeah.
They did?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
We had one down there before, we had one, I mean, there was
Good.
actually pretty
Good.
good showing.
Yeah,
Good.
Yeah.
and no one seemed to have any complaint about it, they understood it.
Mm.
They just didn't think anything was gonna happen while years passed, so, yeah, maybe they need a good reminder call.
Yeah, so I think that would be a, you know, a good public forum to, you know, we'll make them copies of the regs and hand them out again. We handed them out before, and then, you know, they have to work with the plumbing inspector and us, and then we have to come up with either something that's in 100% compliance or reasonable. You know, or at least, you've gotta have, at least have a plan and be working on it, and the board has to, you know, be involved in that process, or, you know, we'll have difficulty with the permit renewal.
Yeah, that'll be interesting. All right. So they have to keep us posted on that, maybe have a letter drafted or something. Check out maybe the next meeting, or the meeting after.
Why? I wanna bring them in now.
Yeah.
So they have the sooner we put them on notice, the longer they have to work on it. I mean, I can draft a letter and email you.
Yeah, that's fine.
And if it's all right with you, we'll send it out and bring them in.
Yep.
Works for me.
Okay.
All right. Okay, I gotta go for another 12 minutes. Beaches, we started testing. I don't know if you saw the results.
I saw Quincy and Hull, I shut down
Yeah, we were good.
though.
I
No, not us, Quincy and Hull.
Yeah, yeah. Which may be in trouble this week. It's coming out. Who knows?
Well, it was,
We'll see
again, it's
what-
after the heavy rains.
I mean, it's to be, I think it's to be expected, and I think that's what caused some of our closures last year for the same reason. It creates they have combined sewer overflows there in those areas, and, you know, it puts it out into the harbor as a big slug, and then as it gradually moves out, maybe it's coming our way. I don't really know. But we'll
Could
have-
be. We've had some offshore wind, so the water's been pretty crystal clear out front.
Yeah, the water's definitely been clear. So we'll have to wait and see.
Rivers don't look that pretty, but
No. Yeah, so that's where we are on them.
Fresh water.
just the
They-
brackish water, the fresh water. Yeah, it's got a
They-
real
It just
Well,
has
all-
brown look to it. You can
There's
see
a
the
lot of-
boats now have a brown sheen on the bottom.
And a lot of the storm drains come into the river. So with the big overwash, and if it's a first flush, it means they're cleaning all the storm drains.
Yeah, we haven't had first flush in a while, it's a lot of rain.
They should be sparkling about now. We should pour a little baking soda down there and really clean them up. So what else are we going crazy over?
So you did already, you got your testers in line, you have everything set for
Well, the tester
summer
wasn't in line
2013?
Tuesday. I was in line Tuesday. I just had this inkling, packed a bag Monday night. Thank you, fire department, for the use of your shower room. I'm getting a lot of housing problems, a lot of illegal apartment complaints. We have a pretty big issue over, multi-department issue over at 107 Gannett. The power was shut down. There's 2 legal apartments. God knows what else is on.
Now, an illegal apartment, is that something you work with the building department, or is that strictly Board of Health?
Well, it really got shut down because of the fire, and they smelled something burning, and the fire and electrical inspector showed up, and there was a whole bunch of electrical violations, to the point where it wasn't safe and they shut the power down.
So it overloads the system and.
Well, I don't know what the case, there was a list.
Yeah.
And if Walter thinks it's that serious, then the power goes down, no questions. And that was only one apartment, so now I don't know what's with the other apartment, and then I'm wondering if there's plumbing problems, and so I've ordered a cease and desist on occupancy until everything gets checked and approved. And I told them to do it since extra apartments are adding bedrooms, to do a Title V on the system, which I'm pretty sure, based on past memory, isn't going to pass. But based on some of the new technological solutions, last time we really didn't have a solution, and this time I think we can come up with something for that place.
Well, ZBA has to be involved too, so you have to get the approval for it, right?
Maybe zoning officer Neil, wouldn't it?
Neil's got to
Yeah.
figure that out, but Neil's just back from his sick leave, so, you know, everyone's got to get up to speed, you know. We have another neighbor harassing a neighbor claiming a legal apartment where there isn't. And then we have people who don't like the extra cars parked in their street by supposed illegal apartments. So written to that owner asking for an inspection appointment. And, you know, it's all time consuming. Plus I have to get involved now in a past hoarding case, another past hoarding case with the fire department. And I've started a hoarding task force involving the VNAs and Housing Authority, Council on Aging, Fire and Police, and it's part of what Chief Scituate and I annual goals were. And we've already met once, and I do have interest from somebody from South Shore Mental Health attending, which is great. And there's going to be an increase in one social worker at Council on Aging who will have some responsibility to helping with the hoarding cases, which is great. And we're going to have another meeting this month, so. I'm beginning, you know, I as a single entity can't do all facets of my job plus 5 hoarding cases at the same time. It's just not possible. So I said, it takes a village, guys. Come on over and help. It's the best I could come up with. So we're going to see about setting some policies. There's some assessment tools that are out there that we're going to try and pick one that we can all use as standardized, you know, so that we all get the same kind of information. And then we get a basic amount of helpful information, and somebody didn't ask that, or somebody didn't ask this, and then you start all over again. So
Are there similarities? If there are, there must be in hoarding. People don't want to part with it. Typically,
it is
they've lived through very.
It's an illness. It's
Right.
It's a related OCD.
So there are some, you know, what might be similar in one case could carry over to other cases.
Have
So
you ever watched the show?
no, yeah, I take that back. I did. Yeah, it's everywhere.
Yeah, you start seeing that there are similarities. And
Right.
it's-
Right.
That's why those professionals come in and they, with the family, kind of set some boundaries, and they kind of try to follow through.
Because it's not fair to butters. It's you
Well,
know, it's
no,
unhealthy for them, but
It's
also,
unhealthy for them, but it's also
Right.
poses a fire hazard.
That's right.
Yeah.
Seen it firsthand.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's not safe, it's not healthy. It detracts from the property value. There's a whole bunch of negatives. very few positives with it.
We don't have to just make up time, we can just
Twiddle your thumbs. Did you sign all the bills?
Bills assigned.
All right, Mary's going to be sending you a bunch of minutes this week for your review. That hopefully will catch us up almost to where we are right now. And she'll certainly be caught up by the end of the month totally. And you no doubt have seen that the turbine was possibly struck by lightning and out of commission. And I'm getting some emails that people are sleeping quite well. But
Not at 2 and 3 in the morning now.
somebody woke up at 4 and said, "Oh, I slept through the night." So we'll see what happens.
Did it struck by lightning? When did this happen?
I don't know.
Week and a half ago?
Within the past week or so.
Yeah, now, something like that gets struck by lightning, is it, you don't know how much damage or whatever.
Well, it's being assessed, and they have access to parts, and, you know, they're checking it out, so.
Happens all the time. Big lightning rod. It must be.
Yeah, this is the tallest thing around.
Right.
Hard to miss.
Yeah.
So, and it's metal. So, that's sort of where we are now.
That definitely puts the testing on hold.
It's posted on the update.
Yeah. I think, talking with Al Banger, they're gonna do a little P&R explaining, what the parameters are of the testing, so why it's a little difficult to get them all to mesh, so to be able to do it. So that explains some of the delay.
Well, I mean, the past month and a half, 2 months, there's no question, the weather's just been very unpredictable.
Well, it hasn't been conducive at all.
Yeah, but I mean, you just can't say, hey, you know, for a week they're saying bad weather, and then you get one night that's ideal. You can't expect everybody to fall in on that, 4-hour notice.
Well,
I understand.
That came loud and clear when that guy was gonna have his engineers on a 4-hour standby. It was a tornado, and what short of it? Tornado warnings.
One landed in Connecticut, I thought.
Yeah. I mean, it was crazy.
I'm done.
Got a minute. Good job. And for my next act. Well, things are gonna slow down a little bit now for you, pools, things stay pretty steady right through the summer.
Oh,
Pool
well,
inspection.
we have the carnival coming up,
Another,
and we're
week and a
working,
half.
the stuff, and the farmer's market is starting, and people are trying to join that, and we're starting to work on Heritage Days.
That's all the food establishment permits and making sure everybody's compliant.
Yeah, and then we, gotta keep an eye on the beaches every week, and we're in arbovirus season, mosquitoes, West Nile,
Did you say there was the first West Nile in Massachusetts, I heard?
in Whitman.
That's pretty close to home.
So, people should get rid of standing water, use mosquito repellent, avoid dusk and dawn, and wear long sleeves, long pants. We hope to have a better year than last year, but you never know. It's cyclic, and I think we're not in the right part of it. So.
Especially with all the rain we've had.
I mean-
Standing water everywhere.
Well, the other thing is they're not being very positive about it, because whereas, you know, West Nile used to be only in the northeast area, mid-Atlantic area, it's now nationwide, so it really has spread quite a bit and can do quite a bit of damage. So people have to be vigilant, people have to take precautions, it's the only safe thing to do.
All right. With that said, we'll move along to 7:30 PM. Housing violations hearing, 22 Pin Oak Drive. That's you.
Mr. O'Leary, come on up.
Okay.
This is Larry. Oh,
Hi, this is Arthur O'Leary.
How you doing?
And this is my second experience with Mr. Leary. He definitely had a collection problem at his mother's home a few years ago, and he took care of it. But it has reappeared, and I asked him a month or two ago to, you know, clean it up. He asked for more time, I gave him more time. So now he's had about double the amount of time, and it's still there, although he is working on it. He gave his brother an ultimatum, come get his stuff, and he didn't, so now he's got to haul that to the away. So he works part-time, but basically he has a collection in his driveway and on the breezeway, and I'm not sure exactly what's in the garage. But he really needs to get it cleaned up, and he's working on it. So I thought, you know, we could apprise of the board of what his schedule is.
That's it in a nutshell.
That's
I work for a tree company, so it seems like the days I have off are either pouring rain or it's 95 degrees with a 72 dew point, and we don't work when it's like that, you know, because we're just two old guys. But I mean, haven't had the problem that Mr. Sullivan wanted. Yes, I had the same problem, was it 2 years ago or something like that, and stuff builds up over time because my brother lives in New Hampshire, he probably owns 70% of what's in the driveway on the breezeway. And there was...
Who owns the house?
My mother owns the house.
Is she live there?
No, she's not, no. So the house is in transition now. He was in New Hampshire, he's got a couple of kids, he's had trouble getting down, and he's given an ultimatum after ultimatum, like she's given me an ultimatum, you know, pass it down to him. I said, if you don't come and get it, it's just gonna have to go up the dump, and, you know, I'll save the bills and you pay the bill. And he hasn't got down yet. That's why I was asking her for more time, but she's already given me more time, so that's why we're here, you know. And like I say, 70% of what's there is not even mine. It's my brother's, and it's a friend of mine, Quincy, who lost his house, and I took some of his furniture and some of his hard goods. And you try to be a friend to people and help them out, and stuff builds up. You know, someone says, hey, if you see a desk or something up to take it or leave it, I really need one, would you get it from me? And I see one, I take it, and they don't come down, and they don't take it. You know, I gotta take it back and pay for it, so it's like still there. That kind of happened before, is what happened previously. So the stuff's been building up and building up. And,
Imagine outside in the rain too, it doesn't,
Well,
it
it's
doesn't
the-
fare too well.
Right, but most of it's like either plastic or plastic coated or hard goods. It's metal, and it hasn't really rusted. I've had it covered up. You know, there's tops on stuff, which one of the neighbors didn't like it. I'm sure that's what told you about it. You know,
Well,
tops.
the problem is it ends up being habitat for animals. It's just unsafe. I mean, the rodents, all sorts of things.
Right.
It's not a question, I mean, how it looks is secondary, but it's still pretty important. I
Right.
think it's a mess,
It's
and I'd like to see it cleaned
It
up.
is becoming a
Because I
mess.
think it's unsafe.
I did buy one of those little have-a-heart traps, and I did trap a couple of mice in that area because I had seen one or two running around.
But you're giving them a place to live.
You're right. You're right. Yeah.
So do you understand, I guess, what does take place in some of these cases is that if the board deems it unhealthy and unsafe, the house can be condemned. Do you understand that?
No, didn't understand that. I will tell you that there's no wet clothes that are rotting, there's no food, there's no toxic chemicals, it's all hard good,
Yeah, it
and
doesn't
you've
seem to
seen-
be paper or anything.
it's like a metal desks and tables and like plastic chairs like this, and metal chairs that either my brother owns or people have said, hey, can you, if you see some chairs or some desks up the, so there's nothing toxic, there's nothing, you don't smell
Just
it.
it's becoming a junkyard.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It is, right.
Yeah, you're not zoned for that, and this isn't zoning anyways.
No,
but
I know,
it's just- yeah.
she's given me time, but what I'm here to ask for is just more time. I just need, if I have to take time off from work and throw all my brother's stuff out and pay for it, that's what I'll do. I mean, I'm absolutely gonna comply with you, get rid of all this stuff.
I think as Mike was saying, it becomes definitely a safety issue. If something happened at the house, personnel couldn't get in there because of the driveway, the way it's so cluttered. I went by earlier today, and you did have it neatly on the driveway. We'll say that in the yard looked fine, which that isn't really a concern of ours.
Right.
It's
A lot of that
it's the
stuff-
safety factor. It's a fire hazard.
It is. No, you're right about
It's
that.
a harbinger for varmint and,
It is,
you know,
yeah.
things, so.
Yeah, as I'm pulling stuff off the breezeway too, I'm putting it on the driveway, so when I load up the truck, like I took a load up there today, I'll take two more loads tomorrow. As I'm clearing the driveway, I'm bringing more stuff out, so it doesn't look like any progress is being made. If you're coming.
It's coming from the backside out.
Exactly, so, well, from the breezeway, it's just the driveway and the breezeway that's there. I made a note here, hold on, so let me just check my note here for clear it up down here. Yeah, that's basically this, and I was trying to help out an ill family member to be a caregiver for, I don't want to sit out here, just here and making excuses, I just want to tell you that
And
I'm
that's
going to work on
that's
putting on the
admirable.
front burner now, not the back burner.
Yeah,
Okay.
we
So-
appreciate that.
So,
We do.
well, so-
But I just want some more time, as much time as you can give me. Can you give me another month to clear everything up and get rid of it? She's given me time, but now it's on the front burner where it was on the back burner.
I have no problem with that. I just don't want to be taken advantage of, that's all.
Okay,
Yeah,
right.
I don't, because
So would you rather have it continued in 2 weeks and we can assess your progress? Or at 4 weeks, it's gonna be completely done? What do you think? Would you rather do?
4 weeks and be completely done. I mean, it's kind of the same thing. In 2 weeks, you'll see some progress, and the other two will all be done, but I'd rather have the full month if I could. And then she comes down, and there's no problems there. And then if you come down on me after that, it's on me, it's all my fault, I understand that. I just, with the weather time.
we don't want to do that.
No.
We're not in the business of that. Yeah. We appreciate it. We do.
So I'll make a motion on that then.
Sure.
Okay, so we'll skip one meeting and the next meeting, whatever that, I mean, it might be 28 days, it might be 30, however that falls. What's our, someone make a motion that we give Mr. O'Leary 30 days or whatever, however, our second meeting falls, to have the driveway completely cleaned up. Otherwise, we'll have to assess it then.
Driveway
Right.
breezeway.
Now, what could I keep in the driveway? Can I have one of those plastic storage bins, it's like about this high and like that wide, that a lot of people have? I mean, so that
Because
there
if it
aren't
was
things on the ground,
enclosed.
everything would be like in a plastic bin, and
Can't you
maybe.
put that on the breezeway?
I could, yeah. I could, but I thought
Keep
you
it
wanted
out of the
everything.
driveway.
I could put that on the breezeway, yeah. I didn't think you wanted anything on the breezeway, but I mean, it just,
But I mean, if it's one of those big deck boxes, that's all right.
something like that.
And keep everything in there. That's
I'm-
all we want to see is the deck box.
I'm doing some roofing too, so I get some shingles and tar tape and stuff on the breezeway. Just 20, 25 packages. I'll need some more too. Which you can't even see the breezeway from the street. You've been there, right? So I mean,
Just went by about an hour ago.
Well, it doesn't
Yeah.
matter that you can't see it from the
Oh, I
street.
understand that, right.
It's there.
But it'll be so someone could drive right down the driveway and walk in the house, and there'd be no obstructions and no problems like that. That's the way I want to have it.
That's the idea, God forbid, if something happened in the house, we want to make sure,
Well, you're right
people
about
can
that,
get in
yeah.
or
Yeah.
people can get out.
Yeah, I was taking care of my mother. She was 91. She passed away about a year ago, so, and that wasn't a problem then because I knew that I'd have to call the fire department and the ambulance at some point, But I mean, if she was there now, I couldn't be like that. you know, it has some problems with not doing things on time and being depressed about losing two family members, stuff like that. But that's no excuse. It's the stuff is there, it's gotta be cleaned up, and I'm gonna clean it up.
All right, we appreciate it, thank you.
Sure.
Who's the second you vote?
Second,
All in favor?
all in favor? Aye.
Thanks a lot.
And I'm doing my part, so any of those plastic buckets that are like this, I've turned them over so they're not breeding mosquitoes. I'm trying to get rid of the water, but they're all going to the dump.
Okay, great.
Well, that's
Appreciate
good,
it.
because there's been a lot of water lately.
Yeah, that's true. That's for sure.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot.
Okay, thank you. Do I need to pick up something from her, some paperwork or something?
No, just like,
Oh, okay, thanks, folks.
Yeah.
Thank you for the extra time.
It may not, Hatchet may not even got you.
I'm gonna make a motion to adjourn.
Seconded.
Aye.
Adjourned.